Yes, 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 y'all. To the beach, y'all. It's the online happy hour with your main man, Andy Brown, your life coach, your author, motivational speaker, and the MC of the evening. Welcome back to the online happy hour. Let's make it happen. Shout out to all my folks who are voting right now and all the folks that still cook in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill, but that DoorDash sure does sound good every now and then. But still, man, make some time to cook, take care of your people, take care of your bodies. It's so important to take care of our bodies nowadays, man. As we age and get older and get more seasoned, you start to see some shifting and changing going on, and you want to still be able to just make sure that your body is well taken care of. Man. So please do that, and everything that you're doing, get some understanding. God bless everybody who's tuned in before. Welcome back. And if this is the very first time that you've tuned in, welcome. This is the online happy hour. I enjoy myself just as I hope that you do. Tell a friend, tell a family member, hit the like button, share some love, bless the hearts, put the thumbs up, and just let it be known that this is where we're going to be each and every Tuesday and Thursday right here on the platform. We shake it up, we shake it down, and I enjoy it, man. So I'm excited. I hope you all excited, and we're going to dive right off into it. Before we do, definitely want to let people know that you can call in, chime in, give me some thoughts on this. The call-in number, as always, is 847-47-ILIFE. Again, 847-474-5433. If you have paid your phone bill, give me some game, man. Give me some flavor. You're welcome on the platform. Hit me up on all social media outlets, whether that's here on your Facebook page, on your YouTube channel, on YouTube actually, on iLife Radio. You can hit me up on Instagram. Follow the link wherever you see Andy Brown Speaks. You know that I'll be there in some form, fashion, or another. The studio looks good, doesn't it? Nice little setup. Lounging, sit back, have a good time. Pour yourself a drink, man. Let's get off into this delectable topic as we put it down each and every Tuesday from 7 to 8:30 Central Standard Time, right here on the air. Without further ado, the thoughts and ideas displayed here on the online happy hour do not reflect those on this built platform as it stands. But what it does reflect are those who are chiming in, giving their opinion, and weighing in about tonight's topic. And tonight's topic is simply about motivation or lack thereof. Man, when I tell you motivation, it takes a lot of motivation to even be here tonight. You know how many times I told myself, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Lots of water, absolutely. Drink lots of water, get your body together, and let's do this. Like, I didn't feel like being here tonight. I was mentally tired. I was physically tired. I just didn't want anything to do with being on this show tonight. And I was like, what in the hell are we going to possibly talk about? Because, not that many people need to find the need to tune in. What is he over there talking about? He just run his mouth, just talking to himself by himself. Not necessarily so. There's some people who are getting some insight about this. But I had to see that it was a bigger picture than what I see right here on my screen looking towards you, that it's bigger than me. So I had to get motivated to say that somebody needs to hear this. And if I'm in the position to bring it, I'm going to bring it full throttle because it's necessary, it's needed, and it's going down. So we're talking about motivation. Well, first of all, let's look into what tonight's going to cover. We're going to talk about what motivation is, right? We're going to talk about the types of motivation, which is very important when we understand what that is, who it affects, what it affects, your job, your mind, your body, your relationships, and your health. So let's stay motivated. Somebody made the comment about drink lots of water. So be motivated on how to take care of yourself. Be motivated to do such and the reasons why it's necessary. So motivation in and of itself, right? How to define motivation, how to define what is motivation. The act, it's an act of actually going in motion to do something that's necessary, right? You have to be motivated to get out of bed, motivated to go to work, motivated to make that money. motivated to be in position of what you're doing, and motivated to even, watch some of the television shows that you're watching right now. Because you can stream. Streaming is very popular right now. You can do that. But what motivates you to do that? What energy do you have to put in, to watch your shows, or to eat certain foods, or to be in the relationship that you're in? You got to do it. You got to stay motivated. And if you don't stay motivated, the lack thereof, there are consequences for not acting or moving in that direction. And we'll talk about that, even from the sports perspective. What just hit the news just now in my hometown of Kansas City, Missouri, the Chiefs just signed Le'Veon Bell. What motivation factors was it for him to join that squad? What motivated them to go out and get that dude, knowing that they still need to cover their ass up on their defense? Whatever. But what was the motivating factor to say that? Was it to sell tickets? Was it to bring more juice to the offense, knowing that this is a big 7-on-7 flag football style of NFL football that we're watching? Or, is it the fact that, hey, he knows he's got a better chance of getting playoff checks financially and get rewarded that way, as opposed to going to Miami where it's just nothing but good weather, or not being able to play in the NFL at all this year? So what's the motivation there? What lies there? That motivation has to sit in somebody. So we can talk about that with your job that you're on. Think about that. What motivates you to work in the environment that you work in? People have heard me say this time and time again. Everybody has a price, right? Ted DiBiase said this. Today's Throwback Thursday. When I was watching the WWF many years ago, I heard him say, everybody has a price for the $1 Million Man. And some folks will say, well, that's not true. You're damn real right it is true. People do have a price. They have a motivational factor to go to the job that they have, to live in the home that they have, to drive the kind of car that they drive, and really to eat the kind of food that they eat, and even be in a relationship that you're in. If you have a price, think about this, right? What motivates you to go to work? So you're motivated not only by the type of work that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, but the level of income that you receive by doing what you're doing. Well, I don't like my job, or I don't really fit at that job, and this job pisses me off. Yeah, but you're motivated to pay those freaking bills, right? You're motivated not to get that cell phone cut off. You're dang sure motivated to keep those lights on. And if you are privy to being the owner of a car or financing the vehicle, you have motivation to keep the bills current. Motivation, man. Think about that. What that really means is there's really two types of motivation when you really look at the full scale of it. I'll get into that in just a minute. But going back to what I said about having a price, everybody's got a price. You signed up for that job and you're making, yay amount of money. Let's put this small number. Let's say $50,000, right? So even though you want to make more money, you said that I'm going to do this job at 50 grand. Now, if another job came up and they were paying more money, let's say, I don't know, $55,000, just $5,000 more dollars, someone out there would consider leaving, because money is a motivating factor, right? You look at the fact that if you really enjoy what you do, and you're motivated by the things that you do, not necessarily how much you get paid for it. Somebody, if you're making, let's say, $50,000, somebody can offer you 75 grand. You may consider it, but it may be more work. It may be more demands on the body. It could be more stressful environment, but you're very satisfied in what you're doing. It brings you peace. It brings you joy. You're excited about going to work every day and making a difference in the environment that you're in. Money doesn't motivate you. It's the opportunity and the energy that you're putting into that said career. So everybody has a price. My price is this amount of money to engage in this amount of activity at this period of time, Monday through Friday. Or someone else says, you know what, regardless of what I'm doing, as long as you pay me what I can receive and what matters most to me, I'll take it, even if I'm not qualified. even if I don't believe that I really know the job, even if I don't like it, or even if it's nowhere near your home. People make that commute. We're still in a COVID environment. We still have essential workers who are out there who are saying that, even though that there is something going on in the atmosphere and, people are getting sick and getting ill due to COVID-19, you're still going to make that risk. You're still going to go out and do what you have to do and not just stay at home because you're motivated for something. See it for what it is, man. Come to that understanding and really see that for what it is. So when we talk about motivation, we have to understand, folks, that there are really two types of motivating factors. There's the extrinsic motivation, and it's the intrinsic motivation. So if you haven't heard that before, or, far removed from school and a classroom to remember that, let me kind of enlighten you on what that is. So extrinsic, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation are the things that kind of reward you and motivate you, that are tangible, things you can receive, like trophies, right? Uh, Money, praise, even here on the social platform, getting your likes, getting your recognition, through as many likes as you can by a post that you make on social. That's an extrinsic motivation. So what you're going to post, is it going to get me laughs? Are people going to look at this and make comments on it? Am I going to play a game to win a trophy? What's motivating me to do that? My example was Le'Veon Bell going to Kansas City. And what is his motivation? 9 times out of 10, it's extrinsic. It's chasing the Super Bowl title. It's chasing more playoff money. It's chasing what the media has to say and puts you back in the limelight. And it's praising you to say, well, hey, I'm the top dude that runs the ball here. I know we got this LSU rookie, but I come from a Big Ten school. Like Donald Trump says, he let the Big Ten get back in the game. Yeah. How about that? Be sure you register to vote, folks. It's crazy as hell to even say and think that way. That why that was necessary. I brought back Big Ten football. Well, Kansas City Chiefs fan Le'Veon Bell is playing for your organization, and you may want to thank Donald Trump for bringing back Big Ten football because he's a Big Ten product. And a part of that. So, what is a motivating factor? That's more external, right? That's more of your praise and your accolades and your trophies. The more of the extrinsic motivation. Hope that makes sense for someone out there who really didn't see the difference when I said it was two types of motivations, motivating factors, motivation or the lack thereof. The second one, I said extrinsic. The second one is more of an intrinsic. I remember this from high school that they taught this to Raytown High School. Shout out Kansas City. Intrinsic is more of the internal of the mindset. Like I can accomplish something, and I'm giving myself motivation for doing that. I kind of liken it along the way of saying it's you get gratification off of solving problems, or you've completed a task and you're motivated to keep going because that's something that's inside of you says that I can accomplish this. So you don't get anything from anybody. That's more extrinsic motivation. The intrinsic motivation, if you look at it, external, internal, right? What's on the outside of you, what other people give you for motivating factors. And then you also look at what's on the inside, the intrinsic motivating factors, something that is inside of you that says I can do it, right? Like okay, here's an example. If you yourself are your own personal landscape artist and you took the time to mow your lawn and cut your grass and trim the edges and things of that nature, and you step back when it's all done, and look back at your lawn and see how how suave and how everything is laid out to perfection in your yard, and sit back and stare at it, that is intrinsic motivation to get that done, to say this is what I did. Look at mission accomplished. On to the next task, right? That is that internal motivation to do such. You also have the intrinsic motivation, because if you're working out and you're going to the gym and you start to see a change in your body and you look a little better, you're slimmer, you're more toned, you're more cut, you got some little edges lined up across the body, then that in itself is more of an intrinsic motivation. That's something internal inside of you that's pushing you to go next level. So you have to see that there's a difference and be able to receive, what that factor is and what helps you motivate that. Because I promise you, man, there's some people out there who, for lack thereof, don't get it. They don't get um, those trophies. They don't get that recognition. They don't get that praise, and they begin to internally shut down. Right? It ain't for me. I'm not gonna get it. Fuck this. And I'm the old cop out is I'm tired. That's the quickest thing to say. I got too much going on. Uh, I'll get to it later. You're not motivated to see that thing through, and it starts to affect different aspects of your lifestyle and the way you behave and your body and eventually, man, how you interact with other people. And yes, it can affect your money. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Motivation, or the lack thereof. You heard my man Ti say in his song "Get on Your Job." So when you're motivated to actually go to work in a working environment, there's a level of competition that's in there, and I don't care what anybody says. In any working environment, whether you're a social worker, a salesperson, a janitor, or a chef, you've got a level of competitive drive in you to be a little bit better than the next person who comes into the game. Um, but how are you being rewarded for that in your job and your work environment? Like, what keeps you staying there? So you've got some people, man, who are not only motivated by the money, but they're motivated by the reward, right? That's that intrinsic reward of being in a job place or an environment. You get satisfaction out of helping people. But sometimes the people that are in a higher position aren't helping you to help other people. So it will push you away. It will really push you away. And chances are you're not motivated to even be in the working environment because of somebody in the workplace. Talk to me about this. I know you all hear this shit or have seen it. One point in time, somebody on here was listening to the sound of my voice and said, you know what? If it hadn't been for beep, I'd have blown this motherfucker up. Yeah, you said it, you thought it, or somebody thought it about you, because that attitude that's in that environment is not helping you be productive. It's changing the dynamic of what you have going on, because they don't know you, right? They don't know what you go through before you get to work. They don't know what you had to do before you logged in. They don't know what you had to go through to arrive at that place, or even all the extracurricular activities that had to take place before you logged in at home. They don't know that. So what is that motivating factor that you have to stay at that job or at that company or in that department or even at that location? What are we motivated? What's the extrinsic value that you're getting out of that? Are they giving you, the little freaking employee of the month coupons, and are you getting that certain parking space that you can, park your Volvo in, or post up, your expedition? What are you getting out of that? What are you getting as a reward of your behavior and your time there that keeps you motivated to keep clocking in and not to put your resume out into the workforce? There's a level of a motivating factor that says, hey man, I got to get something out of this. You're asking me to come in here to this place and give my time and give my energy and learn your values, and and take up for you all when there's bad customer service and somebody has a situation that they're not comfortable with and they want to talk about that to me. It's not my product, right? That's how you're feeling. I didn't do this to you personally. I don't know what your issue is, but I got to sit here and listen to this foolishness. I'm not even the person that caused you any harm. But what am I going to say? You're being very empathetic on somebody else's product, on somebody else's situation that you didn't personally cause. But what motivates you to be like, you know what? I ain't got to take this. I don't need to be here. That's y'all problem. Ain't got nothing to do with me, right? If it didn't work for you when you decide to make the purchase and spend your money, tough. Send the product back and try to get your refund or deal with the loss that you took. That's your problem. You got enough problems going on in your own household and your family, and sometimes with your own department that it's not even worth it. So what motivates you to continue to do that and be there when you can easily say, the body can easily tell you, I don't have to take this. You know what? And what's the normal cop out? I got time for this shit. That's what we say, right? That's our motivating or lack thereof to say, I ain't got time for this. I don't have to be here right now. I don't want to be here right now. And I don't want to deal with these problems because it's not mine. Meditation is very necessary, especially dealing with getting self-cleansed and self-healed to deal with the external world. We got to be able to do that. We got to be able to do that, man. I love this platform. I love folks chiming in. Give me some game. You can call in. You're more than welcome. I want to hear from you all on this. But if not, fuck it. I'll keep on rocking and rolling. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. 847-474-5433. 847-47-iLife is the call-in number. Tap that, man. Program that Joan in your phone, especially if you paid your phone bill, and get some of this tonight. So we're diving into the topic of motivation or lack thereof, right? In the workplace, what keeps you going in? What keeps you spinning those wheels in that environment, right? You also have to look at the fact that your mindset, how you think about a certain thing and how you react and respond can also change your intrinsic and extrinsic behaviors. Well, how does that relate to me? What are you talking about? You just putting words out there. It's election season, right? We have to be able to wrap our mind around who we're choosing to go to the ballot for. Now, we're talking about being motivated to go to the polls and to go vote, right? You want to get out there and you want to go vote. But you see folks posting on social media platforms and these videos, all up in the videos, all up on the sidewalk, all up in the lines, standing there waiting to cast a ballot for a lot of people that they really don't know personally, right? All you have in your mindset is Biden, Trump, Pence, Harris. You just want to get that ticket squared away. Not really concerned about what's going on in your local area because we don't talk about that enough, right? But what's motivating you to say, F it, I don't want to be in line right now. I got other things to do. You probably don't, but you don't want to, you just don't have the patience internally to say that I can see this line through and make it in to cast my ballot at this time. So that intrinsic motivation is just not pushing you to do that. You're not allowing yourself to see that in through its entirety. The way you look over your lawn, you're seeing, certain parts of, well, I'll cut the front yard today, but I'm not motivated to cut the whole lawn. I'll do the backyard later. It's still going to be there. That energy that you could have put out earlier, you weren't motivated to do. It's just going to make things a little bit more difficult for you later on. So what is motivating you to move forward? And what is motivating you to say that I have to get this done? I'm going to see it through right now, all the way through. And yes, I know it's going to be some long lines. Yes, I know there's going to be some people around here coughing and wearing masks. And I might be a little bit uncomfortable because I can't sit for a long period of time at this particular moment. But in the end, I'll get that recognition. I'll get that gratification. I'll get that satisfying feeling on the inside, and knowing that I did the right thing at the right time with better use of my time in this moment. So we have to look at that. This is a delicate hour that we're going through with our country, we got to look, man. People that you put in place are going to be there for the next 2 years to 4 years, right? Whether you truly want them there or not, they're going to hold that job down for the next 2 to 4 years. We can't really say the same about ourselves. That's a true thought right there. You can't really say the same about yourself. You may not even have the job you have right now when the next election comes up. So who's going to help you hold it down if that's where you are truly wanting to be and you are motivated to stay there? All this has to come into effect, man. We got to think about this long term. So what are you motivated to do right now that's going to give you a long-term result? What up, Ron? What up, kinfolk, man? How you doing? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Chime in. You're more than welcome. Got to give a shout out to my fam for watching this. LeBron out there in the ATL. Shawty, I don't know about them Falcons, but my kinfolk stand up and making it happen. Look, we're talking about motivation, right? The Atlanta Falcons were motivated to get rid of freaking their head coach. What is Dan? I forgot the guy's name, the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. The dude is trash, man. He's laid out 0-5 record for the Dirty Birds, and they ain't been to the playoffs, and it ain't even working. So, what's motivating people to still go and support that organization? And like you got season ticket holders out there just lined up. You want to see some good football. You're probably in a position where you're just now saying, or Dan Quinn, that's his name, Dan Quinn. Yeah, you're probably out there and you're going to the games just to see the other team play. That's what's motivating some people to go out there and support because, hey, I got these tickets. I enjoy good professional football. But, I mean, think about it. When you are an 0-5 team yourself as a player, what the hell is motivating you to go out there and continue to do what you're doing? The expectation is for you to fail because it's been proven over and over for the past 5 weeks that you can't get it done. So what is your motivator to continue to go out there and do it? It's real, man. This thing called motivation or lack thereof can touch you wherever you are in any shape, any form of life. We got to think about that. So on your job place and your mindset, in your relationships, your body, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But even diving off into this thing, when we're talking about getting your vote, who's motivating you to vote for who you're voting for? So that's something we really have to keep in our eyes on. If you're not motivated, man, if you're not motivated to see change in your neighborhood, with all the police brutality that's going on, with all the negative disturbance that we're seeing by people in the police force and people being killed in Black America, and so much violence that is going on, there's a mindset that says, as long as it happens to them, shame on America, because it has not hit you directly. And we have to get out of that space, because if it can happen to somebody there, it can only be a matter of time when it gets close enough. And how are you going to respond? What's your motivation to get up and say enough is enough? How are you going to handle that? We're at that point, folks. We have to be able to say that is something that we don't want to do, we don't want to be a part of, and we just can't continue to let these things happen. You should be motivated to want to see change, right? You should be motivated to want to see change. We have to see change with them freaking Atlanta Falcons out there, because, bruh, it ain't popping. It ain't popping. Your team is on the downward slope. On that hostile razor blades, it ain't a good feeling, man. It ain't a good look. You're the laughing stock in the NFL right now. So what's motivating you to put the Dirty Bird jersey on and get your ass out there and go play ball? It can change, it's a shift. Again, it's all about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, right? On the inside, I know I got to toughen up because people expect me to fail. They expect you not to be good. They expect y'all to be sorry as hell and not win. But on the outside, the energy that you're giving and what you're showing them shows that you're better than that. And it's not just about you having a bad record or what people say about you, but you can really do this thing. You really have the talent, you really have the skills. So change your mind, right, about how you perceive yourself. What's motivating you to go next level where you are in your walk of life? I know I'm kicking down some real shit tonight. You got to hear this. Let me have a sip. And I'm going to talk about this mindset because this is very, very important. When you're talking about the lack of motivation, motivation makes things happen, right? You've heard the old cliche where there's no will, there's no way. One of the best ways to improve your personal effectiveness is to master your mind and the motivation for your drive. You have to be able to see that in yourself and change the way you see things, right? Inside out. On the inside, you could be looking around and your situation is really bad and it's not happening. Your family's being affected by COVID, right? Your job is being affected by COVID. Your money's being affected by COVID. The people around you, they're tapering off. They're falling apart. Their energy's down. But does that necessarily mean that that has to happen to you? Just because they have the fuck it mentality, is that same energy going to fall onto you? Absolutely not. Man, you got to ride that thing and see and get around other energy because energy is real. Energy is constantly moving. It doesn't stop. We learned this in elementary school. You should have, if your ass was paying attention and not sniffing glue and coloring all outside the lines and shit. Like, you got to really see this for what it is. Energy is constantly moving, constantly moving. And you have to get around energy that's going to change the way you see things and the energy that in which you receive it. Because if you don't see success and your mind is not ever shown success or what positivity and what growth is going to look like, the chances are it won't happen for you. It'll make it that much more difficult for you to obtain and achieve it, right? Let me take it here. Let me take it here. And there are going to be some people that probably tune out about this or don't want to hear it, but I have to say it for what it is, right? Recently, the Los Angeles Lakers won the NBA title in the bubble, right? They weren't picked to win. They weren't picked to even show in the finals, let alone barely make the playoffs. But you have an athlete that is unique in LeBron James that is going to do what he has to do. His keenness in the game of basketball has been proven over the years to help people stay motivated, right? Or the lack thereof to say, I got to continue doing this. And you would see I would watch a few games, and being that I am a Lakers fan, and I mean real. If anybody's been, sometimes I have pictures up, and you'll see like pictures of Magic Johnson with the family and stuff like that. I'm for real. My cousin Kevin got me locked into the Lakers many years ago when it was Bird and the Celtics against Magic and the Lakers, and we didn't have a team per se in Kansas City where I grew up. The Kings left in 1985, so I really didn't get to see too much basketball back then from a professional level. So we gravitated what we saw on television the most. And I became a Lakers fan that way. But that's just trying to get you up to speed to where you're seeing the Los Angeles Lakers had a mindset, right? We're motivated to continue. We have a distinct mindset that the franchise is designed to go and compete for a championship. We have a mentality that says this is who we are. We're champions. And it's only right to bring a champion in, and the mindset that's going to shift because he feels it on the inside to accomplish those goals, the intrinsic. But the extrinsic is to get that trophy, to get that recognition, to bring in people around him, to say, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to grow and I'm going to bring that thing back to Los Angeles. Now, COVID kind of shut it down, so they really didn't go and play in the cities per se. But what they did do is when they played in the bubble, they had unity, right? They were motivated to continue to keep winning. They saw it in themselves. They saw it in the scoreboard, and they began to believe in themselves, and they were motivated to say, we can continue to do this. Now, when we're talking about the lack thereof, and I'm giving my opinion, and I'm also going to give some fact because that dude, Anthony Davis, dude, He plays a touch fragile. He plays a touch fragile. And it was times where you could see that this dude, man, are you flopping, bro? Or are you not giving your all? Like, what you got going on over here? You continue to fall down and get back up. He's just like a true gospel song. Get back up again, get back up again. And like, bro, you were solid 7-footer, but are you really fragile like that? Maybe it's the lack thereof and your motivation to continue to go. You saw him fall and get hurt, and then all of a sudden you well again because you're seeing your teammates continue to move. Like, come on, bro. What is it that you're not seeing in yourself that says I don't have the mental capacity to continue going? He had to be pushed, let alone he had to push others around him, because the expectation that they saw, the motivational factor was that when it's all said and done, we can continue to move and to be motivated to win these games, right? So it's there. It's there. That motivational factor can come from, if you're an athlete, if you played any level of sport, right? Any level of sport, whether you were at the top of your varsity team, leader on your pee wee team, one of the captains on your college team, or even as a professional athlete yourself, there are people around you that can motivate you at any level. They can motivate you because they're better than you. They can also motivate you because there's a part of them that's really not better than you, and you want to stay on top of your game. So where are you finding that motivation or lack thereof? Or maybe you just say, I can't do it. I'm tired of shit. That is that mindset that we have to push away from, because it can be heavier than the energy that you give by shooting it out and elevating yourself. We got to see it, man. 847-47-9 is the call-in number. Trip out with your boy. Let me know what you're thinking. If you want to chime in here, you can definitely do that. Or raise your hand, give some hearts, give some loves, or text me and talk to me. We can do that. Cheers to my folks who are just now tuning in. The topic that we're discussing tonight is motivation or lack thereof. We kind of touched on some things about the workplace motivation. Somebody in your department is probably pissing you off, and you're not really motivated to be there. Listen, and let me hit that. Something's telling me that somebody needs to hear this right now. If there's an issue that you're having in the workplace, right, with a coworker, and it is stressing you out, it's bothering you to the fact that your health is concerned, your body is saying I'm having some problems. You don't want that. Okay. Reach out to your HR department. Take a leave of absence. Take care of your body, and take some time off to just get rejuvenated. I don't know who needed to hear that tonight, but that was kind of sitting on my spirit to just make sure that somebody knew that you could do that. It's necessary. It happens. People have gone through it, but you have to remain motivated. Because listen, don't just take the mentality or lack thereof not to continue to do something because emotionally you're feeling a little bit burned. Okay, it could be a temporary situation, but don't turn that into a long-term issue that is causing your body some problems. So if you need to sit back and you need to do the proper steps to take a leave of absence or take a stress leave for a certain period of time, be motivated by this show, if nothing else, to step away and do that. Take the necessary steps to make that happen, because you depend on it. That company is going to still continue to be there, hopefully, throughout the pandemic and throughout the changes in the economy. But what's most important is your life and your lifestyle, the way that you have to take care of yourself. A child could be depending on you, a family member, a parent. You never know. But somebody needed to hear that tonight. Go ahead and take the steps to, file a claim and sit back. And it's not to say that you're not a hard worker. It's not to say that you're trying to abuse the system. Some people are, Don't do that. Just kind of step away for a minute. Just say, hey, hold on. Let me back up a little bit, pump the brakes, take some time off. And even if you work from home, man, take some, just shut it down for just a little bit. Go to HR first, do the proper steps, right? Human resources, do the proper steps, just kind of sit back, um, change some behavioral habits that you have, and get back into the game within a few days or a few weeks, whatever you need. You have to continue to do that, folks. You got to do it. Your health is most important. We're talking about that mindset that's there. So again, intrinsic and extrinsic motivation is what's necessary. There could be somebody in your home front that stresses you the hell out, right? There could be a relationship that you either have or you're choosing to have, but you're not motivated to get to know that person a little bit better. There are people out there that are so used to saying, fuck it, I'm tired and I don't want to do this no more, that they stop the process altogether, and they're missing out on connecting to somebody that could be truly beneficial for them. You have to get out of your own way. Again, we talked about this before last week, the circumference of your own awareness. This is what you know, but there's a whole world outside of everything that you've uh, have learned over time. So get out of your own way and be motivated to say that I can do this, I can get over this thing, um, and really see that for what it is. Let's talk about that, shall we? Let's talk about that and really dive off into where this goes, because there's a lack of motivation somewhere, and we have to talk about that. You have to connect to your values. You have to connect to what is really good, what's important to you, and what's necessary for you. There's a certain upbringing that somebody's had, that you're used to a certain life and lifestyle, and you may be motivated to want more, right? So there's values that you've had, that you've grown up with, or that you've seen, to say that I can do more, I can have more, I can be more, right? That intrinsic motivation to push forward. You got to change those values. You got to receive and connect to the values that you have, to say that there's something that I'm not doing that I can make myself better at. So follow what's in that gut to continue to move. You're going to see some big issues if you don't do this. Big time issues, man. I promise you. You have to be able to change. You have to really find your why. You got to find the reason why you want to do something. That motivating factor that's in you says, what am I doing? What the hell's going on? Am I tripping? Are they tripping? Is everybody else around me crazy but me? What are you motivated to say, F this, and me throw my hands up and I don't want to do this no more? Or you continue to pass the blame on everybody else but you? What is the why that you have? Why do you keep going to that job that you have? Why do you want to work at that job that you're on? Why are you chasing a certain amount of money to live a kind of life that you claim you want to live? Why are you attracting the kind of people in your life that you're surrounded by? Your social. Listen, if you have more than 1,000 friends, but you only see the same 5 every day, what is it about what they're posting and the energy that they give that's all that you see? Think about that, right? What is the motivating? What is the common denominator that's bringing you all together, that says this is what I'm receiving? I'm getting my giggles over here, and I'm getting my laughs over here, or I'm probably getting good energy from this person, or they're always posting some bullshit over here. I just want to keep reading it. What motivates you to continue to be in that space, right? Find that why. Dig off into that why, man, and say, this is something I have to really come to terms with, and say, man, I got to get better. Or what's the reason why I'm doing this? If you got to put why into that statement, then you got to figure it out. That should be what you're motivated to do, to fix it where it is right now, at that level that you're on. Receive this where it is, folks. You have to not only find your why, but you got to change your why. I said it. I meant that. You have to change your why. Why are you in this situation that you're in? You know, what's motivating you or lack thereof to not do a certain thing, right? Somebody offered you a different position within the company. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Why did they choose you? Why you? Matter of fact, I got to change the why me and think, why not me? Why not me? If not only they should see it, but I should see it too in me. And I have to be able to change that why and move in a different direction and do the necessary things to do that. Did I actually apply for the job? Or do I just sit back and think, yeah, I'd probably look good doing that? That's cool. But not only am I thinking that way, can I see myself in that position? Can I be rewarded by a company uh, vehicle in this position? Can I be offered multiple travel arrangements in this company? Am I getting what I need to take care of my family financially by working in this new position? Right? I want to recommend you to date somebody. You know, why me? Why not me? Then I want to see myself doing that thing. Well, if somebody saw this in me and they can see it, well, why can't I see it? What motivates you to move in that direction? Come on, man. Receive what's going on tonight. This is a good game. This is good stuff. And I know you have to take this not only with a grain of salt, but with a whole package of seasoning. This is good stuff to lay on top of what you need to eat tonight, man. This is real. Hold on, let me have a sip. What did I say? I said change your why. Change your why and change your how. How are you going to do it? Right? How does this happen? Yes, you see me in this job, or yes, you see me in this relationship, or yes, you see me living in this new area. If you can see it in me, well, how come why me? Why not me? Now, how does that happen? What needs to be motivated internally within you to say this is where I need to go? And what is the motivating factor that once you get in that position that's going to maintain and keep you there for a consistent period of time, right? Whether it's that job, whether it's that job that you have, whether it's that relationship that you're in. I said job twice. Didn't mean to say job twice, but blame it on the wine. I'm kicking real game tonight. I already know this. Let me bring this back to the sports world real quick, right? As I mentioned earlier in the show, Le'Veon Bell signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. They had to see a need for him, right? Why not him? Well, how does he fit in? We've already got a good rookie over here running the ball in Edwards-Helaire, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But why are we going to bring this seasoned guy in who really can't stay stable where he's at with these companies in Pittsburgh and now the Jets? Now it's just this problematic issue, and now I want to bring him in here. Well, is it based on his talent? Is it based on his know-how? Is it based on his credibility with the NFL? What is it? Just want to be a part of the organization? Well, why not you? If you've got the talent and they're willing to fly you in and they believe in something in you, but you've been there as a top back and you've beat their ass before and you played Big Ten football, like, come on, why not? Why not you? But now that you get there, you got to back up a rookie. You got to learn to teach this young boy new tricks, right? Got to teach that old dog new tricks. Same what we talked about last week. We got to be able to come in and learn this new system. How do you do that? You got to be willing to change your mindset. You got to be willing to be motivated to see bigger picture, because the internal reward is to say that I'm a part of a championship organization because they just won, not because of all that personal stuff, but because on paper they just won the NFL championship. So the extrinsic motivation to say, hey, I'm putting myself in position to receive more paychecks, more playoff money, right? Probably accumulated some debt going around. You played in New York and had to pay some New York taxes. Your money probably ain't what it used to be. You played in Pittsburgh a little bit, so you're used to the cold. You know, uh, it's a different color, different jersey, different opportunity. So why not you? Yeah, yeah. And what you really have to do is, man, we're talking about motivation or lack thereof, is you have to remember the feeling that it gave you, right? You got to remember the feeling that it gave you being on top. You know, once you tasted some good eating, probably don't want to go back. You know, if you enjoy a good steak and you've had a nice cut of filet mignon or a good porterhouse, and you go back to McDonald's, it ain't quite the same. Or if you had a good piece of fish or enjoyed some clean eating, and all of a sudden you go back to some heavy uh, salty foods. You had clean eating and it changed the way you felt inside. You probably don't want to go back to it. How did it make you feel? Remember that feeling. Remember that motivating factor that says, I've had this before. I've been here before, so why can't I go back? Change the mindset of how you think about a certain thing and move into the groove of getting that thing back again. So congratulations to Le'Veon Bell and doing what he had to do. Somebody just got hired a new job. I don't know who it is, but you're watching right now. You got a new job. Different company, different responsibilities, but they said it was you, and they chose you. So let's bring it in. Let's make that happen. Hey, Tori, what's up to my Sarah out there? Congratulations on your new baby. Shout out to my young nephew out there. Blue Fire Love, baby. That's what we do. So we're talking about motivation or lack thereof. Relationships. You're gonna listen. You're gonna feel this shit in your relationships if you don't feel nothing else, right? This COVID, this pandemic has kept people closer together. You're working from home, or you're in an environment where you can't always go out and get away all the time. You're spending more time with one another on a more frequent basis. And sometimes you want to throw in the hat, uh, put your hands up in the air and say, you know what? I'm sick of this motherfucker. Every day. I'm tired of their ass just being there. What the hell did I get into? I can't stand the way that you walk in the room, or I'm not comfortable with how this person, you turn in the bed and take all the covers. Or it could be something very simple. It's just little stuff. It just begins to build up with you. But what's the motivating factor to stay with that person? What do you gain by doing that? Again, come back to it all together. What's the value? What is the value this person brings to my life, in my relationship? I said it. What is the true reason that you started to like this person? We can talk about it. 847-47 iLife, man. That's the number to call in and get some good insight. I'll talk to you just like we're talking right here. But really think about why that person is in your life. What's their why? What are you doing here? Why am I in your space? Why are you in my space? And change that why. Why not you? I got good people around me. I project good energy, and I want to be around somebody that's going to help me grow and help me be positive and help me get to the next level on some things that I probably couldn't do maybe a year ago or 6 months ago or maybe even 2 years, or whatever time frame. How does that change the perception of where you are now to where you want to go in the future? What is the motivating reason or lack thereof that you are connected to this person? So you got to change that why. What are you getting out of this relationship? Is it just the sex? Or can you talk to their ass once y'all done busting and fucking and squishing, squeezing, and sliding, and poking and stroking? Are you able to have a good conversation with this person, or even learn something new because of them being around you? It has to be some give and take. It's called growth. That is a relationship. You're relative to this situation, and we're putting this together to move forward. That's the premise of a relationship. So continue to do that. Continue to do that. And how do you do that? Well, keep talking to one another. You're around them in their space, and yes, you're gonna get on their nerves, and yes, you may not like what they're doing, or yes, it may just bother you from time to time. But you can sort of begin to appreciate their presence, their insight, the small things, getting to know someone. And I'll tell you, if you find it difficult um, with this one entity, is it really that one entity, or do you have to take an internal look, you know, that interested and say maybe it's me? Are you motivating yourself to be in relationship with someone when you really haven't figured it out for yourself? Maybe it's not just that person, maybe it's you. Because common denominator, man, just find the common denominator. Maybe it's you. You gotta be able to figure that out and get back into yourself again. Fall into that circumference of your own awareness and get right here in that thing and really lock that thing in to say, it's got to get better. Motivate yourself to go next level. What kind of life do you envision yourself with this person? How do you envision doing that? If you say, well, I enjoy traveling and I really want to move around, and you're dealing with somebody who doesn't have a passport and doesn't have a desire to do that, is that something that you're willing to say, all right, we're just going to do domestic, or we're going to do staycations, or maybe not vacation at all because that person's not motivated to see you at your level? Is this someone that, when it comes to nutrition and health, is this somebody that's going to, continue to push you, to encourage you to eat better, have better eating habits? Or you know what? Nah, forget that salad. Let's go ahead and just throw down on these greasy burgers. Find it, man. You got to be able to find that cohesive balance. It's called growth, and what's motivating you to be with that person. And consider your relationship, man. Is this, are you designing it? Change your why. Are you designing it for your long-term endeavors, or is this a short-term situation because you just are a person who just doesn't want to be by themselves? Who are you? What you doing? Have at it. I gotta spit some truth tonight, man. I'm getting some. I'm seeing my phone light up with some text messages here. Thank you all for chiming in and saying that. Really appreciate you, man. This is real. Uh, Diving off into this, man. Motivation or lack thereof. What I said before. Feeling, right? How does that person make you feel? Are you motivated to have that desire with them on a regular basis? Are you feeling what they're feeling on a regular basis? If they're out of your presence, do you miss them altogether? Are you feeling something about them that you got to go? What is your motivating factor to get back into what you're doing? Listen, man, it's just some real talk, man. It's some real game. It's some real truth that we don't talk about enough with our team, with our community. So we have to continue to do that. This is what we're doing right here on the online happy hour. So each and every Tuesday and each and every Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m., the platform is going to be open. In the next coming weeks, we're going to have special guests chime in. But if they're not available, or we haven't scheduled any time for anybody to come and liven up the program with your boy, then I'm gonna hold it down here by my damn self. So the question was asked, the text message was come in that said, what's my motivation? Let me talk about that. That's a very good question. What is my motivation? My motivation to continue this broadcast and continue this platform. I've been doing this for roughly about 10 years, on, more off, in the past 10 years. And the motivation that I have is knowing that the internet is a powerful tool, right? The internet is a powerful tool, and most of this is what we call now cloud based, meaning that the information is going to stay locked away on the internet highway. It doesn't have to be removed. It doesn't have to end as long as we have material. I mean, I've seen clips of Malcolm X. I've seen clips of Jack Parr, people who've gone on, transitioned. So I know that this platform is going to touch somebody somewhere far after my existence is here. So if I leave, monetary legacy, that's one thing, but you also have to leave behind your voice, your platform. So this has never, for me, been about trying to uh, chase people or gain fame or recognition. This thing is in me because I know that there's the message is most important. So what motivates me the most is knowing that if I'm able to, you know, touch the mindset of one person and help them see things in a different light, different than what they saw the day before, then I'm going to continue to be on this platform and do what I have to do to make it matter. So that's my motivation. My motivation is to give back, to be willing to give 100. So I know that I'm not going to be here every day that this earth is spinning. But if my son or my family or my friends by chance need to hear this information later on in life, then they know that it's there. That there's other platforms that I've been on, that what I've shared and what I've stated, not only with an audience or by myself, you can continue to find it. So my motivation for what I do is because there's somebody that needs to hear it. And if I can touch one person, maybe they'll touch somebody else. And the mashak factor or the energy will continue to move and continue on, and we can gain and we can grow from something that's been said, something that's been stated. The way we live, the way we talk, the way we act can make a difference. So that's my motivation. That's the reason why I do what I do. We're talking about motivation or lack thereof. You know, when it's all said and done, man, you have to be uh, mentally, spiritually, financially, and most important, physically in good health. So you have to have your body together. So what's your motivation or lack thereof taking care of your body? Keep it around as long as you can. This is the one tool that you got. So you can drive a car, and the car is going to stay that way until till the wheels fall off, or until it's damaged, or until something happens to it, or until you change up and just get something new. But your body is your body. Now you have the ability to make changes to your body, um, by what you put in it, by how you treat it, and by how well you take care of it physically and emotionally. So the food that we eat, right? What's motivating you to eat those wings, right? Because the game is on. You're watching your favorite team play, or you're watching a team play, and you're starting to see those commercials about chicken wings and pizza and burgers and ice cream and the comfort food, as they say. So that is what's motivating you, because you want to feel like you're a part of the game even closer, to eat the type of food that's there. The nachos, the hot dogs, the cotton candy, the beer. That is considered game day food. Does it give you the same energy that the players who were on the field are operating from and with? No, you don't see players out there eating nachos. You don't see players eating those hot dogs, and excuse me, definitely not drinking beer before they go out there on the field. So why is this comfort food um, so heavily advertised to us as consumers when that's not what we're doing? What's the motivation behind that? I'm going to keep you in your seats. I'm going to keep you stuck. I'm going to keep you entertained. Because if I change the way you eat and change how you think, that food, that intake is going to make a big impact on how you behave, not only at this game, but while you're watching the game. If I'm giving you food for energy to psychologically, man, if I'm giving you food for energy, you're going to continue to move around with energy and be active, right? Be full of vigor, life. But if I'm feeding you complacency, feel good, comfort food, heavy on the grease, you know, uh, touch a dab extra on the sodium, I'm going to keep you stuck in that same seat for the next 2 hours, posted up watching the game. That is the design, right? What's motivating you not to change this channel? Because you aren't stuck. You want to see the drama that's going to pop off. They give you that in movies. You don't get healthy food in movies. You don't. They don't serve you broccoli and salads and smoothies and proteins. They don't give you that stuff. You get nachos, man. You get hot dogs. You get burgers. You get whatever you want. That's weighing you down. I want to keep you in this seat. I need you to be occupied to watch this film. And the ads that I'm going to drop to you, we're going to keep you there. Right? So the body that's there is the armchair quarterback, as they once called it, because you're not going to get up and actually play the game. You're going to sit your ass down right there and watch this game. That's why you're in the armchair quarterback. You're nestled in the motherfucking recliner because you can't get your big ass out and go do anything else. You sit here and watch this game, and talk about all the stats that you could have done or was gonna do, or back when in your day, because you're not doing that anymore. You're watching. I have you engaged where the others are, and they're not concerned about their health. No. I'm not concerned about their health. They want you there. They want you stuck. They want you to sit there and just post up on a regular basis. I'm speaking some truth tonight. So what's your why? Why are you motivated to do this? Why are you motivated to have this comfort food? Consistently, right? Everyday chicken wings, man. Every day. The check engine light eventually comes on, and you're gonna feel it. Your body's gonna be a little sluggish, a little lethargic. So the lack of you actually getting up and moving around is not gonna happen. You're not gonna want to get up. You're not gonna have that drive. Don't feel taste good for the moment, but you may pacify yourself because you're not eating the healthy nuts. You're not eating the good juice and berries. You're consumed by the shine of the meat and the grease and the ooze of the cheese. It's not a good look. So health-wise, take better control of that. Take better control of your health. Why do you need to do that? Because it can extend your life. It can extend your life and your living and giving you the opportunity to watch more games, or, be active and play yourself. Not to say you're out there running around trying to smash folks up and tackle motherfuckers and all that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about just being active and running around and letting that heart pump good blood and, breathing good oxygen in and out of your lungs. Somebody didn't catch that. To be able to continue to move around and be healthy and not, your neck and your back all locked up, when you're 34 years old. Change the way that you're eating, man. Change the behavior that you have as far as, exercising. There's somebody out here that still goes to, stores, and they're driving around the parking lot looking for that spot to park up close. When you've passed about 4 or 5 spots already, your big ass just didn't want to walk any further. What is your motivation for just being closer to the store? Well, why don't you motivate yourself to walk a little bit further? You can do it. Yeah, but I want to park up close. Listen, it's not VIP service. What that means is you're just closer to more moving parts and more traffic. Most people who carry those carts don't push those things all the way out there. So it can kind of save you from lots of dings and bangs and bumps on your vehicle because you took the time to park a little bit further out. That's just proven. Statistics, have proven that. You got dings and bumps and bruises on your car. When you come out of the stores and you want to point the finger and blame somebody, well, you weren't motivated to park 4 or 5 spots down. You wanted to be closer. You're still gonna walk your ass around in there in that store, but motivate yourself to take a few extra steps. It could do your heart some good. Bring that cholesterol down. What's motivating that body to say this is something that I need to do on a continual basis? Because not only do I want to be here longer and live a better life, but I want to live a healthier life. I don't want to be tied to a ventilator. That's my motivation right there. What's my why? I don't want to be tied to a ventilator. I don't want to be put on machines or, taking medication for the rest of my life. The intent is to get off of this stuff and to eat natural foods and have a better and easier life and lifestyle. This could be you. This could be you if I'm talking to you. Tighten up your backstroke, man. Change the way that relationship is. Change the way that people see you at your job. Change the way that you are perceived with your peers, and just take better control of your health. You can do it. You have to be motivated to do it. What is the end result? How do you do this? What are you saying, Abby? What I got to do? You're telling me all this stuff. Well, imagery plays a good part. It does. Imagery is really, really there. So I'm encouraging you, and you may not want to do this. But again, that's the motivation. You may not want to, but it's want to have versus need to have. Well, the want feels good right now, but the need to have trumps that bad boy even longer, even greater. It's a better reward later on down the road because you're taking care of your health and you're doing the things that are necessary for your existence and for your truth, man. Again, it goes back to the intrinsic motivation. That's how you feel about the inside of what you did, not the reward that you're getting for it, but how you feel about yourself, how you feel about what you truly did. So talking about that right now, talking about what that's going to look like and what that does for you. How do you do it? Well, if imagery works for you, right? If imagery is your thing, then look at what you start basically, right? If you're on a cell phone right now, on a smartphone, your phone can actually tell you, where you spend a lot of your time. If you're watching more television, if you're exercising, what your blood level is. Invest in I had to do it too. I had to invest in a smartwatch. So it kind of tells me, watch this. It tells me not only time, but my heart rate, how many steps I've taken today, where I'm going, what kind of alerts that I'm getting, when I need to kind of sit down and decompress and sit back and relax. That's me taking more of a intrinsic motivation. I'm motivated to see, what's going on in my body. I'm not rewarded for a good blood pressure reading, but for me, it makes me feel good to know that the food that I'm eating and the things that I'm putting in my body are giving me the results that I want to see here. Right? Have some pictures. Put pictures up, on your wall if you're somebody that can appreciate a vision board. Put some pictures up of what you want to accomplish. What do you want your body to look like? Right? Where you want to live? What are you motivated to stay at? What kind of house do you want to have? If it's a house that you're currently living in now, Put it up. Put that on your vision board and encourage yourself to do that and to say this. I need to see it. I need to see where I want to live. I want to drive by this neighborhood. Go to a neighborhood where you can see yourself living. What's motivating you to live there? You know, the motivating factor to say that I can see myself driving in this neighborhood and I can see myself waving to these neighbors. I can see myself pulling up into this house. If there's a house for sale, what does it look like to have the mindset? I just got home. I'm tired from a long day's work and pull up in their driveway. What does it look like? How's that feel? The kind of car that you drive, can you see yourself, parking that car in that neighborhood? Blend in? Do you stand out? What does that look like? That's that motivation because you're taking the proper steps and you're taking the action to say, this is what I'm going to do when I see myself doing it. Right? Check that credit report. Financially, well, you have to see that on a regular basis. Okay, what do I look like? What do lenders see me as with the risk factor right here? How am I being viewed as far as my risk concerns are? Whether you're 620, 710, 500, whatever the case may be, you got to see yourself there. You have to be able to see what you're doing. That type of job that you want. What does it look like? Do you have to drive to that building? Do you have to work from home? Can you talk to somebody who's done this type of job? Can you actually motivate yourself to be in that position? What are others doing that you can envision yourself doing it? Listen, when I was on the football team in college, what was motivating me to move faster is just being in practice and stretching. I'm going to run as fast as the guy next to me in line, and I want to move just as quick because I'm 18, 19 years old, and this dude is 21, 22, and he's in his 20s. I'm in my teens. I want to be as fast. I want to be as quick. I want to be as agile. I want to see myself doing that, what they're doing at their level. And you can obtain that, man. It's all in your mindset. You have to change the way you see yourself, right? Before you can change your body, before you can change your relationship, before you can change your job, change the way you think and change the way you see yourself. Be motivated. I didn't want to make time to do this show tonight, right? Because me personally, I could have just sat down and didn't want to be here. But there's something that says I had to change the way that I saw myself, knowing that somebody out there needed to hear this. Somebody out there is in a position to receive it, just didn't know where they were going to get it from, but happened to tune into this platform tonight, right here on the Online Happy Hour, to get some good game and get some insight. Listen, you know what, AB man, I appreciate it. And turn around and ask me, what motivates you? Find out what that thing is in you that burns you and pushes you and wants to get you next level, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to help you succeed in what you're doing. That's your motivation, right? Or lack thereof. If you just tell yourself in your mind you cannot do it, you will not do it, you're just not going to make the time to do it, then watch the results and things just bypass you, and just that energy just going to seep out of you because you haven't spoken that into existence. It's not for me. I'm not motivated to do it. I'll get to it later. I'm not motivated to do it, right? I don't really like that. It's cool, but I don't really like doing that. So your level of motivation is going down, the lack thereof. Well, how do you turn that thing around? Maybe you need to see yourself in it. Maybe somebody has to go out there before you and do it for you. Are you asking? Well, show me how this is done. This is my motivation. Help me understand. My Bible readers who will listen to the sound of my voice, and everything that you get understanding. So you have to be able to find the process of moving toward what you feel that you deserve and how you need to get there. It's very, very simple, man. Connect to your values. Again, find out your why. What is this that I need to do? Find out your why. Change your why. All right. Well, now that I got it, is this really what I want? Change your how. How does that happen? Why me? Why not me? Right? Remember the way it felt when you had that at that particular time. You know, remember that feeling. How did you feel when you had that first kiss with someone? You want to go back to that feeling and that motivation for being in that relationship. You know, what about that feeling of being in the gym? You know, lifting those weights and pushing those pounds up off your chest. Will that help your body look and feel the way you want it to feel? You got to get that back. You know, when you feel good, you'll find that things are motivating you faster, and it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel forced. You have to just really just take action and just do it, right? That's the main thing, and that's what you want to see. That's going to help you change your life. Actions often come before being motivated. Somebody did it. Take action. Do what you got to do, man. Make that thing happen. Find a way to put all those good things and find all those good feelings into motion and ride that motherfucker out, man. Ride that thing out. For example, you heard me mention T.I., right? Motivation. Get on your job. Play your favorite song. You know, play your favorite song that was at a place or at and out in a time where you were feeling your best, right? And even when things may seem to be bad, what is that motivating you to do? Play your favorite song when you're doing something that you don't like to do. Uplift yourself. You got to be able to push that thing. Take action. We've got so much right now with our cell phones. You know, you got your YouTube page, you got your Pandora, you got your Spotify, you got so many tools to really have to be there. And it has to be a song that makes you feel so great that it overshadows all the struggles and all the setbacks and all the pain of doing that thing that gives you lack. What's going to make you move? What's going to make you prosper? What's going to make you go next level? Because if that's what you deserve, if this is what you say you want to have, then you, sir, ma'am, need to be motivated to do the right thing, to do it the right way, and get the right thing out of it, get the best results, because that's what you should have. That's what you desire. That's what you want to obtain. And therefore, that's what you're going to do to go get it. So shout out to everybody that's been listening. I definitely want to say thank you for making time and tuning in to tonight's broadcast. We talked about motivation or lack thereof. And I'm motivating you. I hope somebody's motivated to tune in each and every Tuesday and Thursday right here on this platform from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time to get some good insight, man, to get some truth, to get some knowledge, to get some understanding, to just find a way to make ourselves a little bit better. Of course, it's going to be some drama, man. Of course, it's going to be some tripped out shit that we talk about, but it's all for the better. It's all to make us that much better and that much more educated and that much more aware of staying motivated to make ourselves a better person than we were just a short while ago. So if you got some good insight out of this show tonight, please do your boy a favor. Tell at least 5 more people. Share this page. Throw some thumbs up for your boy. Show some love. Put some hearts up there. Let me know that you're feeling this. Hit me up on my inbox or just call me up and just talk to your boy. Let me know if I can do anything else or there's some topics that you want to discuss. We do this. That's what the platform is for. So in parting, definitely want to say I appreciate your time and good night to my family. Go mom to my friend. And I'm gone. It's the whole lot happy right here on this platform with your man, Andy Brown. Love you. Peace out. Goodbye. And